You log in on a Monday morning, and there is a new app for everything. An AI to read your emails, an AI to write your code, an AI to summarize your meetings. Faced with that noise, the natural reaction is to stick with a general-purpose chatbot. You treat it like a search engine, typing in a quick request on the fly and expecting a polished result. That casual approach gets you fluent, highly confident text that often misses the mark. You end up with generic writing styles, or worse, hallucinated facts and citations that look real but don't exist in any database. There is an obvious appeal to paying $20 a month for a single subscription and hoping it handles everything on your desk. But you hit a wall quickly. The model that drafts a decent marketing email will struggle to refactor a complex React codebase, and neither can reliably compute an advanced calculus problem or generate a truly usable UI design. This diagram compares the workflow of 2023 with the reality of today. We have moved past the era of the single omni-tool chatbot and into an ecosystem of specialized stacks. Getting actual return on your investment now means assembling a bespoke set of tools built specifically for your daily friction points. This decision tree routes your workflow based on what you actually do every day. Let's start with the top branch, the academic or researcher. If you point a standard base model at a literature review, it will often invent academic papers and fabricate DOIs. To fix that, you swap the general model for research-specific platforms like PapersFlow or Elicit, or dedicated reasoning models like ChatGPT-o3 and DeepSeek R1. These tools search actual databases of hundreds of millions of papers to verify citations in line. They use extended chain-of-thought processing to check their own math step by step before giving you an answer. Now look at a different profile, the business automator. For this user, the priority is moving data efficiently across different platforms. For an operator, tool connectivity matters more than raw AI reasoning capabilities. An agent needs to read an incoming lead form, check your database, score the lead, and send a routing email. Setting up a platform like Tiny Agents requires mapping out those permissions and taking a few hours to build the workflow. You pay in setup time up front to transition the AI from a passive assistant into an autonomous worker that runs around the clock. Selecting the right baseline hardware means looking honestly at whether your day demands a system optimized to prevent hallucinations or one built to take independent action across your apps. This diagram illustrates our third profile, the creative developer. This stack runs Claude Pro for logic, Cursor as the coding environment, and Figma AI for design. Together, these layers can rewrite multiple files across a massive codebase at once, draft long-form copy that stays on brand, and generate editable user interface mockups you can actually ship. Stacking these premium tools costs money. You are looking at roughly $112 a month to maintain subscriptions across platforms like Midjourney, Figma, Cursor, and Claude. But compared to the hourly rate of outsourcing development and design work, spending $100 to keep a highly capable, instant turnaround production studio on your desktop is a straightforward math decision. Even a $100 monthly stack will fall apart if you feed it vague instructions. The tools are the hardware, but your prompting framework is the software that drives them. This scorecard breaks down the RACQ framework. You define a specific role, state the exact action required, provide context like audience and tone, and end with questions. That last step, telling the AI to ask you clarifying questions before it starts working, is the most skipped habit, yet it has the highest impact on accuracy. It requires you to spend an extra 60 seconds answering 3 or 4 quick questions up front. Doing that stops the model from filling in the blanks with assumptions, which saves you hours of manual rewriting later. For highly specialized tasks, you move to few-shot prompting. This means providing 2 to 5 high-quality representative examples of exactly what you want the output to look like. Building that reference library takes effort, but those explicit examples lock the model into your exact formatting and tone conventions for the duration of a project. And if you are a developer running thousands of prompts at scale, you can use automated optimization frameworks that systematically test and refine your natural language to cut down on token usage and compute costs. A structured prompt removes the guesswork. It forces the system to execute your precise intent instead of offering a generic guess. This efficiency map plots your need for deep reasoning against autonomous action. Down here, the deep researcher needs high accuracy but low autonomy. Their setup pairs DeepSeek R1 or Papers Flow with the CARE framework. They get step-by-step logic and verified citations on a strict budget, with the understanding that they still have to manually review the final proofs. Up here is the business automator. They use platforms like Tiny Agents paired with the role, goal, and constraints framework. They endure the friction of mapping out system permissions and data tables up front, so they can walk away while the agent handles daily lead qualification and support routing. And the creative developer sits high on both axes, stacking Cursor and Claude with the RackQ framework to generate complex code and design across multiple files. You won't find a single subscription that handles all of these perfectly. You have to isolate exactly where your daily workflow breaks down. Mastering AI means picking the specific tool designed for that breakdown and enforcing a structured prompt to let the machine do the heavy lifting.